Good morning. My name is Jeff Christensen. I'm one of the pastors on staff at Manna Church, Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and welcome to Morning Manna. I'm really glad to be with you this week, and I'm excited for what we're going to talk about, so let's jump in. In Romans 1, verse 16, the Apostle Paul says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes." I love this passage because the gospel really is the power of God for salvation, but I want to talk about what that really means. See, I think that quite often we treat the gospel, or we think about it and talk about it as the power of God for salvation, like the gospel's the message that Jesus saved us and forgave us when we trusted him, and now when we die, we can go to heaven instead of hell. And all of that is certainly true, but this is just one facet of gospel truth. The reality is that the gospel is not only what saves us, but it's the power of transformation as well. So this week, I want to talk to you about this, about how the gospel drives us toward God, how it works in us, and how it leads us to others. Think of it simply as the gospel and God, the gospel and you, and the gospel and others. It's an all-encompassing gospel. These first 2 days, we're going to talk about the gospel and God. And today, I want to start with the subject of love. Now, this can be kind of a loaded subject for us because we can hear that word love and easily think that it means something flowery or mushy or sentimental. But more than being defined by emotions, the Bible speaks about love more often as a commitment to valuing someone else over ourselves. 1 John 4:19 says, "We love because he first loved us." That should stop us in our tracks. We're only capable of loving God because he first loved us, set his intentions on us, saved us, and gave us the freedom to love him. Apart from his acting on our behalf at the cross, and in his resurrection, and in him causing us to see our need for him, we would not know him or love him or have any desire to follow him. He has acted on our behalf, and he continues to do so constantly throughout our walk with him. It's easy to think of loving God as a responsibility or as a duty that's owed to him, but I want to invite you to see it another way, as a privilege. It takes freedom, real spiritual freedom, to experience love for God. It is a gift that God gives us. We can so often struggle when we fail to love God well in our thoughts and our actions, and when we know that we've blown it and haven't made the right choices. But what I want to encourage you, it's in those moments that we can most celebrate the love of God and our love for God, because when we fail and we fall short, his commitment to us never wavers. He remains dedicated to our good, to our flourishing. He never gives up on us. And when we're most aware of our shortcomings, that's the time to be renewed in our thankfulness for his love. And it's the perfect opportunity for us to rejoice, to give ourselves to God again out of love for him. It's good to be with you today, Manna Church. I'm excited for our time together, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for part 2 of this week's Morning Manna.